are an accident waiting to happen.
Stephen A, hush your mouth, talking all that noise. You can hate all you want, but we still them boys. Dirty, dirty D, Texas where we stay at. Being inside in order till you know that's where we play at. Hey, this year, this the payback. Yeah, we them Cowboys, and nah, we don't play that. Work, this is Cowboy Nation. Work, welcome to Cowboy Nation. Work, y'all can keep on hate. Work.
Cowboys Nation, Cowboys Nation, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another episode of Defending the Boys. I am your boy D Will, and look, we got just a few things to talk about. I actually ran an AI prediction software to decide who was going to win. Just something new. I ain't had nothing else to do. Right? Yeah, just trying something new. We figured it out together, right? So I went out and typed in all the information, all the injuries, all of the stats. Well, AI was able to look up the stats. I didn't have to type that part, but I typed in the injuries and the new players for the Cowboys, and they calculated all of that stuff, and it came up with the prediction for this week's game, Dallas Cowboys versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm going to give you what the prediction was. All right, before we do that, I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by the Car Wreck Attorneys at 1-833-OHIM-HIT. That's the Car Wreck Attorneys at 1-833-OHIM-HIT. If you're ever hurt in a car accident, you're in the DFW Metroplex or really anywhere in the state of Texas, and you need to call someone that you know you can trust, someone that is going to have your back, that's going to stick with you all the way to the end, not going to throw you away just because you got to go to court. 1-833-OHIM-HIT. That's who you need to call. 1-833-OHIM-HIT. That's the Car Wreck Attorneys at 1-833-OHIM-HIT. 1-833-644-6448. Give them a call. Tell them D Will sit you. Okay, so here we go. So the AI chat box, they actually took some notes. I put it on my little sticky notes here, right? Okay. They actually broke down the game and told us how they thought it was going to go. So they said that the Cowboys were going to come out and they were going to be establishing their run game, trying to create the explosive game or offense that they are used to, one that they know that they can do. So they're going to start off with establishing Javonte Williams, ensuring that he has a very good game, making sure that the Raiders defense can't play us just one-sided. Okay, so that's what they said that we was going to start off with. And on the very first drive that the Cowboys was actually going to drive down and score. So it was going to be 7-0. They said that after that, the Raiders was going to get the ball. The Raiders was going to stall out. They was going to get it back to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to get the ball again, but their offense also stalls out because of penalties, is what they actually said, which sounds like a Dallas Cowboys game. So because of penalties, their offense also stalls out, and we end up kicking it back to the Raiders. Basically, the Raiders at the end of the very first quarter are able to get a field goal, and at the end of one, it's going to be 7-3. In the second quarter, it's going to be much of the same. There's going to be great movement by the Dallas Cowboys, but they're only able to get into the end zone one more time in the second quarter, making it 14-3. But the Dallas Cowboys defense, which does a much better job than it has been doing in previous games, is still unable to keep the Raiders out of the end zone. In the second quarter, they actually scored one touchdown in that quarter. Going into halftime, it's 14-10. Now, that is typically a better half than what you would expect not what you would expect, but what we have seen, right? Because most of the time, the team is actually able to move the ball over and over and over again. But please remember that the Las Vegas Raiders has one of the worst offenses in the league, going against what was one of the worst defenses in the league. We're going to see what we actually have over the next couple of games. But if we're continuing to have the same problem, this year is not going to go any better. As a matter of fact, if this defense is not dominant against the Raiders, if they're not dominant against the Raiders, I'm not talking about if we win the game. I'm talking about having a dominant defense against the Raiders after just 2 weeks of practice. I understand what I'm asking for, but I'm saying if they're not dominant, then we might as well go ahead and hang it up. We have to be dominant against a team like the Raiders. You can't get excited if you are dominant against them, but you have to be dominant against them in order for us to have any type of excitement. Otherwise, yeah, we're looking at Ohio State safeties and things like that on what we're going to be willing to draft next year. So that's just how it is. Coming out of halftime, the AI has the Dallas offense continuing to be able to score at least once per quarter. So they have us scoring another touchdown in the third quarter. Um, and they have the Vegas Raiders actually only getting a field goal, and the defense doing a much better job in the fourth quarter. They do have them scoring another touchdown against us, but when it matters the most, Dak Prescott is able to go down and score a touchdown. They have the game 27-20. The Cowboys winning 27-20. Javonte Williams getting the game ball because he was able to establish the run. But establishing the run is what kept the score to where it was only 27 points. If we'd have been throwing the ball more, maybe we could have scored 40 or 50 points on the team. But because they were trying to establish the run game, according to AI, because they were trying to establish the run game, that's what actually kept the score down. It may have also been what kept the Raiders in the game, maybe. I don't know. They didn't say that part. That's just me talking now. The defense still doesn't get the job done. Brock Bowers gives us fits. They have over 250 yards passing against us. And again, if that is a true statement, it's not going to be good for the Dallas Cowboys as we end our season out. Again, if Monday's game isn't a dominant performance by our defense, then we can really give it up for the year. There's no reason for us to continue to push forward or even think about some of the things. We're not in a where we have to win every game, but we definitely can't afford to. I personally feel like we can't lose, excuse me, but one game. I believe it may have been RJ Ochoa, Blocking the Boys, I believe is who it was, who said he thought that we may can get in if we lost two games. At this point, we only have 8 games left. I feel like if we only win six, if we go 6-2, that puts us at 9 games. My problem with 9 games is there's too many teams in front of us who we lost to. Not only are they in front of us, but we've already lost to Carolina. We've already lost to Chicago. Um, so, in my opinion, going 6-2 doesn't get you there. You'd have to literally go 7-1 in order to make it to the playoffs at this point. That's a tall task. I don't know if it can actually be done. If you do have a dominant defense and a dominant offense, obviously, yes, you could go 7-1. But you actually have to have that. And again, that's why I say that this defense would have to be absolutely dominant against the Las Vegas Raiders. This is one of the worst offenses in the league. If we're not dominant, then yeah, that's not something that we're going to be able to do. It doesn't take long to get there. I just feel like our coaches are going to do what our coaches do, right? They're not going to do things that make sense, the obvious things. But we do have players that's out there. The AI did talk about a little bit better play because we were playing Siobhan Revel being able to come back and Kalen Carson they talked about. It said Josh Butler, but I'm not positive that Josh Butler is actually playing in this game. But they actually had that situation down there and said that we had better play in the secondary, although it wasn't dominant football in the secondary. It was definitely better than what we've been getting before. So take AI however you want to take it. I don't know how accurate these numbers are. I guess we'll find out Monday night if we come to the game and there's a 27-20 victory for the Cowboys and Brock Bowers was the reason why it was even that close. Then maybe we'll start doing this AI chat thing every week. But until then, I'm going to hope that we do a little bit better of a job. I'm hoping that our defense can be dominant, that we can hold them to only 10 points. And the offense going 27 isn't an issue to me because, again, if we're running and establishing the game and establishing the run game and doing what we need to do on offense, and we can pretty much score a touchdown a quarter, basically, is what they had, 27, 28 points, then I'm not going to have a problem with that if our defense is actually able to be dominant. Hey, don't forget that you can catch me on all the social medias. I heard D Will, or Defending the Boys. It's Defending the Boys on Instagram and on TikTok. On X, which is formerly Twitter, it's actually Defending the Boys, DA. Defending the Boys. You can get on there. You can ask me questions. I would love to be able to answer your questions right here. I'll have my computer back tomorrow. So I should be able to do more videos. Sorry about this week. Wasn't able to do a lot of videos because the computer is kind of acting up. Had to get it strained. So right now we're recording on the phone, and I'm sure the sound isn't as good. I'm sure the video isn't as good, but we will be back, and I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I'll be able to give you another video because I got to give my predictions of what I think is going to happen on Monday night against the Raiders. All right. See you guys. This is D Will. This is I Heard D Will. Sorry. And this is Defending the Boys. I'm out.